It's Tuesday. That means it's Dr. John Braccio Day from Regional Psychological Services. Doc usually just takes one topic, just tackles that thing, and gives us an insight into it. Today, it's okay to be average. So welcome, Doc. It's good to have you here. But you're not saying that you shouldn't excel in what it is you do, right? Good morning, by the way. Hi.
Good morning to you, Mike. No, not at all. I'm simply saying we live in an age where being average is often seen as something negative and not to be sought. You know, the goal of many people is to be the very best at what they do, regardless of the psychological and physical impact on them, by putting their total energy to this end. Now, to become the CEO of the company, to become the top athlete in the chosen sport, to be the top student in the chosen field, to earn the most money of anyone they know, to have the biggest house, to have the most expensive car, to have the most attractive spouse or partner, in a never-ending list of being the best and number one. Well, again, media of all types, they blare out the glory of being number one. You know, heartbreak and psychological devastation can be the result if one does not reach the pursued goal of being number one. Now, my argument here is not for a person to not aim to be excellent and do the best they can. No, there's nothing wrong with that if you can do it and maintain your mental and physical health along the way. Too many people in their striving for excellence negatively impact their psychological development and even their physical development by blindly striving to be number one at something at all costs. They then can lose out on all the other activities that can be enjoyed in life if everything is pushed in the one direction of being number one. Now, the point here is not to have you strive for excellence, no, but to consider what can be done in life by being average and successful, considering that most persons are average. Let's start there. There is nothing wrong with trying to find happiness and joy as an average person. The average person is the one who actually makes the country work. They work everywhere around us and make the world we live in function effectively. It's just everyone can't be the CEO of the company or the greatest athlete on the team. Finding joy in being average can be the key to a happy life, and is for millions of people. The psychologically well-balanced average person strives to be successful, goes about it by being a good student, a good citizen, a good partner, a good friend, a good worker, and someone who can enjoy the bountiful opportunities in life by not being obsessed with learning everything about something, being the leader of the group, the number one person at something that often requires one to lose out on really many other joyful things in life. The potential joys of being average would include having extensive time for hobbies and relationships, being free of unpleasant expectations, not being robbed of the joy and peace that can come from trying to be number one, just enjoying the road of life, not perturbed by their own expectations or those of others for them, having a job that pays the bills and enjoying it, and not risking burnout and disillusionment by this obsession of being number one. You know, a word to the wise here, Mike, is to learn being number one has high potential for job burnout, feelings of failure when not being number one, and potentially not having solid relationships with friends, family, a significant other, and even children due to the obsessiveness of trying to be number one. It's something, you know, everything, and spending all their energy to this end. Now, you got to take a look at your life and see if things would be better for you if your approach to life is being joyful and happy, average person, versus the constantly stressed out person striving and obsessed with being number one. So again, people that just strive for number one and put 100% of their energy, they really do run the risk of burning out, not having time for enjoyment, and really waking up in their life at one time and just saying, this isn't working, I don't feel well, my relationships are not where they are, I don't have time to do things. Everything relates to this being number one. So there are joys in being the average, the hardworking, the successful person, but not the one who's just obsessed with having the most and being the mostest, if you will.
I blame social media a lot on this because everyone on social media is a winner. You never see the dark side of their life. You know what I mean?
Sure,
You
I
see all
do.
the, hey, look at my new thing. Hey, it's my latest thing I just got. Look how cool I am. Or and with AI, so that's all fake. So, but let me
Yeah.
ask you about this though. The average person, uh, maybe they're not striving to be average. They just want to get through. But they're not striving to be. I must be the winner. But life sort of deals you that in that if you aren't, you get behind as far as your bills go. You have to work 2, 3 jobs. I know a lot of people that do just to buy eggs. So they don't care if they're number one. They just like to be able to eat and sleep and forget about time for hobbies. No, no, you're on the
Well, now,
grindstone all the time. That's a whole different level.
well, that's a whole different level. What I'm really talking about more here is the steady person does a job, does a good job. Could be any, you could be in any profession, any field, but you're doing it. You want to be good at it. You work hard. You're the good citizen, but you just don't spend all of your day, everything focusing. I want to be number one. I want to have the most. You can have a good job, Mike, and have a good income. But what if you determine that you're going to just spend 80 hours a week at it? I mean, you want more. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you're making. You could be making 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million. But if all you want is more and more, and that's all that drives you, all of a sudden, you begin to realize over time, and periodically I run into people like this. Their scene is very successful, but they never feel there's enough. And remember, not everybody can be the top athlete. Not everybody can be the top person in their field. I mean, you can be good, you can work at things, and there's nothing wrong with being a good average person, since most people really are average. But when you have the goal of ruling or being number one, or everybody sees you as number one, or you've got the biggest Mercedes or the biggest Cadillac or the biggest whatever it might be, and that's your only goal, and you really do lose a lot. And I know a lot of people like this, and I'm sure you have too in the course of life, that they're just obsessed with doing certain things. And I encourage people to work hard, do their best, to enjoy life. I mean, but if you don't enjoy life and you don't find the road enjoyable, then it can be a long, long, hard life. And there are a lot of people that do have to look in the mirror and say, is this really worth it? Particularly if it's hurting their relationship, so they don't have fun. For life, you do want to have some fun. You want to enjoy it. You want to get a kick out of it. Now, if your only joy is doing something, then there are people like that just thrive to the point that's all they can work on. But you can't be number one at everything. You just can't do it. There's always that competitor, that person. And you want to compete. I mean, average people compete. It's not that they don't compete, but they can just be satisfied with not being number one, and maybe spending the extra 20 hours a week just isn't worth it. They want to have 20 hours for hobbies. They want to be with close friendships, relationships, traveling. There are people I know them, you know them. They don't have time for vacations. They don't even have time to be in relationships. They don't have times to have children, even if they'd like to have them, because they're so busy in the rat race of being number one. It's really just not a very enjoyable kind of a life to lead. In my estimation, some people enjoy it, but eventually so many will come to the end and say, my relationships, my marriages didn't work out. I don't have a good relationship with the kids. I don't really have a lot of close friends. I just poured everything into this job, whatever I'm doing. And now I realize that I've lost out on so much stuff. And at the time, you can grow up being old or wake up not in good health, and all of a sudden realize that all you strove for is too much. And then one road of life, you wake up one day and you're no longer 25 or 30 or 40 or 50. Your point being, the road of life is short as you roll into your life. So you want to work hard, you want to be successful, you want to strive for things, but you want to enjoy yourself. The song in my heart, as the old song goes. You want to be able to have a lot of joy and enjoyment along the road, Mike. That's really critical. Oh, boy.
Just
that's what you want.
Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Doc, we're up on time. Dr. John Braccio, Regional Psychological Services. Dr. John B. on the web. Man, it's always good to talk to you. And we'll chat again next week.
Okay, buddy. Look forward to talking to you like always. Bye-bye.
See ya.